Prometheus, and I want to give you a breakdown of a offensive scheme that I'm putting together with the Dolphins playbook. It's the wing offset week. I like this particular offensive scheme because of the audibles that are selected and some of the additional plays that you can select in the gun wing offset week. Now, I'm a firm believer that you always come out in an outside run play, especially if your audible is an inside run play. And my standard run audible out of the Dolphins playbook is inside zone split. Very, very effective, extremely effective run. Gets really good inside blocking, and you can pick up a good chunk of change against your opponent. So when selecting runs, it's either going to be one of the following types of plays. I'm going to either do the Power O, which is actually got a pulling guard, and you're going to run off to the right-hand side, or I'll do the Counter Y, which you've got a pulling guard on the right-hand side, and you've got a pulling fullback. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use the Power O as my base play. And I'm actually going to do something for a concept that I'm going to use later on with my passing concept. But I'm going to take my fullback, or my tight end, I'm going to put him on motion, and I'm going to hike the ball. And what happens is you get really good blocking to the outside like this, able to go ahead and pick up a big run. So let's just run this play one more time so you can see how it looks. Audible, got good blocking, but there was a good block shed right there by the defender. But if you could see, if I was able to turn the corner on that run, I would have taken it to pay dirt once again. So look at this, blocking actually came up on that. So let's take a look at the counter real quick. All right, so the counter are actually going to be having a pulling left guard to the left-hand side, and you're going to have the running back too. Just for consistency, for the sake of the run, I'm still going to go ahead and put my fullback in blocking right there. As you can see right there, I was able to pick up some pretty good yards on that run, and that's just another outside. And I'm always going to keep taking this fullback and putting him on motion. And then I got some blocking right there. My wide receiver wasn't able to hold his block, so that's how the corner came down. But let's see, we've got a load on this side, on the left-hand side, and I got some pretty good blocking. And if I was able to break that tackle by the defensive back, I'll be able to go ahead and get a big run on that. So, real simple scheme with running to the outside. Let's see here, able to pick up a good almost 10 yards on that run right there if I was to get it. So my audibles, I've got an inside zone. And this is just a standard zone play, and it basically gets nice blocking right up the middle. Look at that, I was able to pick up some 10 yards on that. So that gives you the three-headed rushing attack. You've got your inside zone, you can run to the right, you can run to the left. Basically gives you all the running that you would need out of the scheme. So this is a good scheme to run out of with the way the sets are set up. So let's take a look at the passing audibles and some of the things that we can do in that unique little glitch route that you can do with that tight end. All right, so the first play I want to show you is actually curls, and this is just a basic curl flat type of offensive set. And it's basically one of your set audibles. You've got curl, you've got inside zone, you've got vertical tight end cross and play action cross, but curls is your base set. And if you ever ran curls flat type of a concept, it's fairly simple to look at. Basically, you're going to watch the curl, see if anybody falls back in coverage and try to hit that against man coverage or cover 3 with yellow zones. If not, you're going to go ahead and dump it down to the flats like this. But as you can see right here, the fullback or the running back actually has to make a pretty good play underneath to make it more effective. What I would recommend is not leaving this set. If you're going to run the curls, my recommendation is actually go ahead and take your tight end and put him on a wheel, and take your running back and put him on a wheel too. So when you make a read and you actually throw the ball, there you go. That was man coverage, so the curl is actually going to get the separation that you're looking for. But if it's zone coverage, what's going to happen is that these guys are going to turn up and able to get you, instead of 3 or 4 yards, you're going to get like 5 or 6 yards based on them doing a wheel route. So that is actually probably what you want to do Nice little play by Clay right there. Actually a bad pass. I should have hit the curl on that one, but just wanted to show you that. Now, if you do have an opponent that's actually running a lot of coverage against you, I would recommend that you can actually go ahead and create what I would refer to as a makeshift screen. A few years ago, I was playing against an opponent that was using offset coverages, and he basically took his tight end and his running back and put them both on wheel routes. And what happens, as soon as the icon shows up, you've got a blocking back right there in front of you where you can actually turn that into a really, really good play. So conversely, you could take the running back and put him on a wheel on the other side, take the tight end, put him on a wheel on the other side, and hit as soon as the icon pops up, you know you've got the blocking. And look at this right here, be able to go ahead and pick up some pretty good yards because that blocker took away one of the guys in the zone coverage right there. So that's something you can do too. So I was playing around with these wheel routes and I discovered this glitch. Now right now, if I'm to go ahead and audible, my audible selections for Clay is I've got a streak route, I've got a wheel route, I've got a swing left, check and release, out, you know, the standard stuff that we have. A streak route basically does this little out and up, and it's a very slow developing play. But if you take this tight end and you actually go ahead and motion him to the other side, for some particular reason, instead of a wheel, you have a fade. And that fade will go right up through the line of scrimmage fast, and the icon will actually appear immediately, and you can actually throw for a 10-yard gain in a heartbeat. So that's the reason why I take the tight end and I want to motion him immediately, because I want to be able to use this streak route as part of my scheme, because it's going to force my opponent to actually defend it against it. And then if you go ahead and put your fastest wide receiver in that slot position, and there you go, able to go ahead and pick up some yards. I've got two guys streaking down the middle, so if he starts user defending his safety to come down and actually defend this streak, which you'll probably have to do, or this fade out of the backfield, that's really going to cause a lot of matchup problems for him, because I can take a shot up top against my opponent, did not catch that ball, but you can see if you got an effective wide receiver in the slot, how that actually can set your opponent up to get some big plays. So this is what you can do with the curl flats. Let's take a look at some of the other plays in this set. All right, so the next play we have in your audibles is the vertical cross. What I like about this play is it's got that unique angle route out of the backfield with the tight end, and it gets really good separation, and it can cause a lot of problems with your opponent if they're trying to just defend against some of the things that you're doing. So what you can do with this is that if you were going to go ahead and take your running back and say you want to slide him over, put him on a wheel route, you've got that tight end that gets a really crazy separation and goes to another spot of the field. Conversely, if you wanted to, you've got your slot receiver. If you wanted to, you could put him on a hitch, and you can smart route the hitch. You can smart route the hitch, and this is good against a nice little combination right there, especially if you notice it's man coverage, that you can actually go ahead and get that ball off. So let's go ahead and stay with a hitch. That was man coverage, as you can see right there. I'm able to go ahead and get a big play right there because of the off coverage. So with a combination of like that, and then if I take the running back and I put him on a option route with the combination of that hitch route, smart route, hitch route, that angle route, and that option route, I've got 3 different areas in the field that I'm attacking that it's going to be very difficult for the opponent to be all over the place to be able to attack, and it's all on the inside. Not including on what I'm doing with the receivers on the outside, depending if they're on coverage. So if I've got receivers on the outside, and they actually give me some good coverage. I can do a hitch route right there, or a comeback route, and able to pick up some pretty good yards with that. So I like this play set right here because of the options that we can do. You could conversely go ahead and take this wide receiver, move him over to the other side. Just a nice little complement route, forcing your opponent to stop both sides of the field right here. So as you can see right here, he got a hitch route, able to pick up some 10 yards right there. He's got to contain that tight end underneath too. So that's something you can do too, just to cause little problems for your opponent. So really the whole play is centered around the tight end. Now, if you do take this tight end and put him on a motion, he probably gets he does get through the field pretty quick, and then he might get some outside coverage if it's the right coverage. But I don't really like that because it does take a while for that to develop as an option. So, you know, that might be something you can do, but, you know, I just don't like it per se. I'd rather keep that tight end to the outside. So that's just another play that you can use in this scheme. So let's take a look at the final passing play. All right, so in the last play right here is actually play action cross. That's the last play. And what I like to do is the following things. I like to take Clay, or the tight end. I'm going to go ahead and put him in motion, put him into that fade route. So I actually got a guy going right up the middle of the field. And I'm also going to go ahead and take Landry, which is the slot wide receiver. I'm going to put him on a drag. I want him nice and flat, close to the line of scrimmage. So if I have any yellow zones in a zone coverage, they get pulled down by Landry, and then I should be able to hit Clay. If it's actually man coverage, when it's backed off like this, if I have enough time and there's not enough pressure in my face, I should be able to hit Hartline on the comeback route, or I can hit Wallace over the middle, and then obviously you have a check down with Marino over the middle. So let's go ahead and make sure we got that in play. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take Clay, I'm going to put him in motion, and take my slot receiver, put him on a drag. So that's basically what the play is going to look like. And you got the hitch route right here. Because of the coverage, it was something I can actually hit. Go ahead and take him in motion and take Landry, put him on a drag. And you can see right there, Clay is wide open, able to go ahead and pick up a good 15 yards on that. As you can see right there, tight end once again wide open for a 20-yard gain, just because of the zones are set up. Let's go ahead and see if we can hit a couple more routes with this. And I actually forced that into Wallace. That wasn't really the read I want to make because there was another safety right there. But I've got that fade route right there, and there would be when you want to hit Wallace, because it's on, it looks like man coverage, and Wallace actually gets inside the defensive back right there. So as you can see right there, you've got your reads. I always want to go ahead and look for the tight end immediately, look if I've got zone coverage, because if I do get zone coverage, I'm going to try to go ahead and hit the tight end because I want my opponent to actually defend against that. If not, I can come over to Wallace over the middle, or I can hit Hartline if it's actually all man coverage. Hartline will be open right here. As you can see right there, that was the right read, but it was just a bad pass. I guess Tannenhill is really not that effective of a passer on the comeback route. So let's go ahead and try this one more time. And that was a bad pass right there. So I hope this offensive set helps you. I'm going to be running a couple of games with it and see how effective is it. I like it because it's got a really good running. It's got the running to the inside. It's got running to the outside. I can use a counter, or I can use a power O, conversely, different directions. And I also have the ability just to use basic routes to be able to complement this. I got the play action I could throw into it, and I got an angle route out of the set. So I think that with the way this offense is set up, you can really give your opponent a lot of problems, a lot of things to think about. So I hope this is good. If you like this, hit the like button. If you're new to my channel, I try to actually roll out schemes that I've actually used. I'll show you videos of me running the schemes, actual live game footage of me running the schemes. So it's not like I'm trying to sell an ebook and I'm not using this stuff. But I'm more of an offensive mind. If I find a blitz or some kind of a thing that you can develop into a defensive scheme, I'll show you those one-offs. But for the most part, this is the scheme that I like that you can use online and be successful with it. So once again, hit that like button, and thank you for watching. And until next time.